Okay, welcome. We got a little challenge today. Friend Dan, he did an ultralight walk pack trip thing, and I've got his kit list which he sent me here, and we're going to see whether we can, match it, be lighter than it, or or how we get on. So what we're going to do is we'll start with the first, well, actually his shelter he's put at the top, but we're going to have to do it, a bit backwards, and we'll kind of see how we get on. It's kind of going to be, let's grab things and see what we have. He's got the ULA Equipment Photon Ultra 35 litre pack. Now, one of you, I'm not sure who it was, but one of you wanted me to do a packing video on the MLD Hell Pack. And it kind of seems fitting that this is a 37 litre pack. Let's see how we get on. We've got a pack now. He's got a nylon fume pack liner. To keep things simple, just to make it easier to get things, in the pack. We won't use a pack liner, but obviously we're aware of that and we can kind of factor that in later on. Now, his sleep system is an Enlightened Equipment Enigma 50 Fahrenheit quilt. Now, I'm getting worse than bloody Trump. He's told me that his is about 355 grams. I've got, I believe, a 345 gram PhD sleeping bag. This is a 10-degree sleeping bag which matches his 50 Fahrenheit quilt. So we're going to put that in here. Kind of gonna stuff it in there. Literally is. So that's my sleeping bag, that bit down there. I think we're gonna have quite a bit of space to play with. He's got a pillow. Now, I have ordered a lighter pillow than this one because we're going to try and, but this is a Cedar Summit pillow, so we're going to put that in. Now, he's got a Thermarest mat, which is kind of like this one here. But I actually found this one. This is an X-Pad. But I went mad. I bought that off bloody Amazon. I think it's about 300 grams. Clothing. He's got an Enlightened Equipment Torrid jacket, which is around about, I believe that's 240 grams. Funnily enough, I have ordered one of those as well. A bit naughty, a bit silly. But what I've got here is, and the Torrid jacket has 60 grams of fill. This here is a Berghaus Arete MNT jacket with 40 grams of fill and is around about 211 grams. He's got a Montaigne Featherlight Nano jacket. Now, we don't have one of those, but you'll be soon already have seen a video on it. And realistically, you'd probably be wearing this, but anyway, his Montaigne Featherlight Nano jacket is 52 grams, no hood. Mine is an Enlightened Equipment Copperfield. It's 57 grams, 5 grams more than his, but it has a hood, and I like a hood. He's got Icebreaker 150 tights. I've got those as well, and I know that these Century Design tights, because I think these are for nightwear, which is what he's got his for, are lighter. So we're going to put my Century Design tights in because I know they're lighter. He's got Injinji trail socks. Now, you're going to be wearing those. He's also got a buff. I mean, MSR even sent me one. I might have to hunt the buff out. Socks I'll have to find as well. I got to go and sort my dinner out as well. Oh, there's a buff. Okay, so we'll put that MSR buff in that they were kind enough to send me. I reckon his socks he's wearing, but I'm gonna put some socks in because I do like socks to wear anyway. 2 litre water bladder. Okay, so I need a water bottle. I probably don't have one as light as his. A water filter. Okay, well, I don't ever bother filtering my water, but I will chuck something in. I'll have a look. I'll have to find a few bits because the other bits are going to be hunting the bits now. Shelter, he's got a Wild Sky Gear Wolf Solo Tarp, a Polycro ground sheet, 6 pegs, a Gossamer Gear stake bag, and 4 guy lines. Not very many guy lines, is it? Okay, well, I found out from Dan that his Wild Sky Gear Wolf Solo Tarp is 135 centimeters by 2.5 meters and is a 0.3 DCF. Cuban fiber 0.3, which is very, very thin and ridiculously light. It's about 76 grams. I can't match that. I can't match or beat that. What I'm going to do, this is my Cuban fiber 0.7 poncho. It's about 127 centimeters wide, so a bit narrower than that, and it's about 2.5 or 2.6 meters long, so it's a little bit longer than that, and I think it was about 140 grams. But to give Dan a chance, rather than this, which is quite minimalistic, I'm going to use my Pro poncho tarp, my MOD Pro poncho, and I've taken all of the cords off, and with all the cords off in the stuff sack, it's 300 grams effectively, 300 grams. So that will go on the outside there. He's using Polycro ground sheet. Now, I've actually had Polycro for donkey's years, and to be fair, I've very, very rarely used it. Now, we may alter things later on, but for the moment, I'm going to use my Cuban fiber single ground sheet, which is 80 grams. So it's quite light. So we'll put that in the main pack, kind of out the way really as much as anything else, so that can go in there. Now he's using 6 stakes, a stake bag and 4 guy lines. Well, to be fair, we'll probably have to use more than 4 guy lines to use, you know, for the poncho tarp. So I'll go and find some guy lines and then we'll be back. Okay, well, there's 9 guy lines here. He's got 4, I've got 9. I don't know whether I will need 9 or not, but we'll kind of wing it for the moment. So we'll put 9 in. We're obviously going to need 9 pegs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so there's 9 pegs there, and that's a mixture of light and thin. I haven't really concentrated on, you know, exact specific tent pegs. We can maybe, you know, revisit that once we've kind of, they're a bit muddy. You know, we may revisit some of this stuff. I do have unsurprisingly a head net somewhere. I might have to try and find my head net, because I've just found my head net. So we have, you know, obviously an MLD head net. So we have a head net, a water bottle, which we'll put on a shoulder strap on the side to give Dan a chance, and I like a lot of water. We'll put 2 water bottles. I have a plastic trowel somewhere. I don't have one of those very, very light ones. I've got one like this. Maybe I need a lighter trowel. I haven't been able to use a bidet, so I use toilet paper, and I use these little swabs for my fingers. So that basically, that's my toilet and hand cleaning thing. So that goes in there. I don't bother with a hand sanitizer. I haven't used one, you know, I just don't use it. Okay, DCF patches. There'll be some bits in there. Common gear repair kit will be in there. Tape will be in there. Disinfection tablets will be in there. Ibuprofen tablets will be in there. Pseudo cream. Toothpaste, lip balm is probably in there. There's a toothbrush in there. There's a small penknife in there. There's a small lighter in there. I don't have a massage thing. So this actually, I'll just pack this like this, and we may have to thin this out, because that's basically my repair kit and first aid stuff. Food, custom made Hilltop food pack. Well, I'm not going to really bother putting food in. You know, if I was putting, you know, snack bars, it would go in that, but you know, you're looking at 10 grams. Spoon, I ought to do some washing up. Spoon, obviously just 1 spoon, as we're going ultra lightweight. Okay, so basically then my phone, which we can kind of, you know, add to the weight, we'll weigh that. All right, to give Dan a chance, he's got a 10,000 milliamp power pack. This is 26,500 with quite a few cables in there, not just one, but several cables in there, probably 6 odd. So that can go in there. We'll put that in. I don't know how heavy this is. And a torch. So we've got a small torch there, so we'll drop that in there. I do have a filter that we could, I never use a filter, but I guess if you were going, somewhere that, you know, like below human habitation, then there's a filter there. So he's got a filter, so we'll put a filter in. That's probably heavier than his. We've got a trowel, we've got a trowel, and then all of his first aid and repair bits we've got covered there. We've got the spoon, and we've got all the same power as him. Now, to be fair, I would take more than that, and we'll kind of cover that as well. We'll put the phone in. I'm going to weigh this, and I will get back to you. It does feel, I think that is going to be more than 2.5 kilograms, but then my first aid stuff, repair stuff, and my 26,000 milliamp thing will come to quite a bit. But that's how much what I've put in, you know, the space that it takes up for those that are, you know, are interested in what we've put in. And the tap went in the outside pocket. So in the outside pocket, I've got my tarp, the trowel, a platypus, and my spoon, and the pegs. That's outside. I'll weigh the bag. Right, okay, well, the results are in. He's got a very, very light setup there, that is for sure, even with all my ultralight stuff. So the pack, without all my first aid and my electrical stuff, which does weigh a bit, is 2.7. So his was, well actually no, his was 2.8, wasn't it? So actually, so no, because his was 2.8. No, that's right, his was 2.8. I remember him saying 2.8. So without any electricals and without any first aid or anything like that, which is just in these two big packs here, I'm 2.7, which is pretty much the same as his 2.8. If I used my poncho, which was 140 grams rather than 300 grams of this one here, that would be obviously, you know, saving 150 grams, and then maybe we would be able to, you know, use that 150 grams plus 100 grams where we're already lower than him on electrical and such like, because, you know, clearly my first aid and my 26,000 milliamp hour power pack here, you know, that's 700 odd grams, you know, there. So that is where, you know, where things weigh a lot, you know, for me. So I don't know what we've really, you know, gained from that. We can try and save a little bit more. You know, I could take one water bottle off. That would obviously save a few grams. I've got two side pockets because I find them very, very useful. So I wouldn't be without that. Like I said, I can probably save on first aid and such like to get the weight down, but this is just what I tend to take generally. He hasn't got any cooking utensils at all. I think what I'll do is I'll end this video here on a kind of almost a win-draw, from the point of view that without the electricals and first aid, I'm 2.7, which is 100 grams less than he is. Electricals and such like will be more than 100 grams, yes, definitely. But if I put my poncho in, that would save another 150. I might be able to save a little bit of weight on a few other things in the bag. We will have a think on that one, you know. We'll do another video on whether we can save a bit more. We'll maybe try and get a more exact on this weight here. And when we've done that, in the next video, we will also do a video on what other things I would add in, because that wouldn't be enough for me. And my 2.7 kilograms does include my X-Pad mat, but it does not include a bed, you know. So I would be wanting to take, you know, an air mattress with me. Basically I need an air mattress and also a stove. So we will add in other things that the average person will want to take with them. You know, we're not army people. We're not designed for no cooking. You know, clearly we need food, so we need to be able to prepare food, and clearly we need, you know, a comfortable bed to sit on. So in the next video we will try and shave a few grams from this, and we will you know, see whether we can, you know, make first aid and electrical stuff more in line. Maybe we can learn a little bit, perhaps, you know, from what he takes. As I take a lot of first aid and electrical stuff, but again, because I tend to use electrical stuff a lot for recording and all that, you know, I'm just naturally going to have and get through a lot more power. But it would certainly be interesting to see how close we can get, and you know, and whatever else. I'm not going to include GoPro in the weight. It did include the phone, so I did include my phone in the 2.7 kilograms, not including first aid and this. With that, it was 3.5. So when I put my 26,000 milliamp and all my wires and all my first aid and all my repair kit, I'm on 3.5 kilograms, which is, you know, 700 grams more than his minimum, or more than his. You know, he's 2.8. It was 3.5 with that. So 2.8 is ridiculously light. So we're going to challenge ourselves a bit more and see, you know, see whether we can get a bit closer, see whether we can, you know, beat it. We've got, it's not as if we're short of, we're not exactly short of things, you know, to be able to challenge. I'm going to shut up waffling. More than enough from me. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.